Hi, I'm Jonah with Magnanimous Media, and this is the Atomos Samurai. The Samurai is a 10-bit 422 HD-SDI recorder. It records Apple ProRes files in 3 different data rates to a 2.5-inch laptop hard drive. The 800 by 400 pixel touchscreen interface also functions as a monitor, which is certainly a benefit when comparing the Samurai to other recorders. The Samurai includes 3-2 pulldown removal, GenLock timecode, unit synchronization, and start-stop flag record triggering for simultaneous record, and an extremely simple and easy-to-use interface. The Samurai is a great solution for broadcast compliance. You can use it with an AF100 or even an EX1 or EX3, and those higher data rates are going to meet broadcast specifications. In addition to that, it shoots to an edit-ready format. You can take the Apple ProRes straight off of this recorder and take it straight into Final Cut, so you skip all of that time that you would have spent transcoding before. For some cameras, this recorder's high data rate will eliminate artifacting due to compression. In addition to that, the 422 color space will give you a little bit more space when you're grading, as well as make green screen or any other chroma keying a little bit easier. Another great thing about this recorder is that it allows you to modernize an outdated camera with a modern workflow. Any camera with an SDI output can benefit from this. The Atomos Samurai package includes 2 BNC to mini BNC cables, SDI cable, a drive reader with USB 2.0 and FireWire 800 interface, 2 Sony lithium-ion batteries and battery charger, and the Samurai SDI recorder. To use the drive reader to dump your footage, you'll need a computer with USB 2.0 or FireWire 800 and OS X 10.6 or above, or Vista or Windows 7. The Samurai has a 1/4-inch mounting point on the top and the bottom that also function as heat sinks. It can be mounted on an articulating arm, shoe mount, or any 1/4-inch mounting point. Once the Samurai is securely mounted, connect the mini BNC cable to the input, uppermost connector. The lower connector is a loop-through output. Simply connect the second mini BNC cable and use a standard SDI cable if you wish to output from the Samurai to a monitor or other device. Once the mini BNC input is connected, you can connect the SDI cable to the camera. Next, connect the batteries to the rear of the recorder. They will snap into place. The Samurai will pull power from one battery and automatically switch to the second battery for continuous operation, but we'll cover that later. Now it's time to power up your camera. Be sure to go into the menu and make sure that the SDI output is set for the desired output format. The Atomos can accept 1080 HD, 720 HD, and standard definition. The Samurai accepts embedded audio from the SDI output. Most cameras automatically have this on, but you want to make sure that your audio is on if you want audio recorded through the Samurai. Another thing to be conscious of is that some cameras automatically have data display out to the SDI, and you want to make sure that's turned off. Once the camera is set up, power up the Samurai by momentarily pressing the power button on the right side of the recorder. First, you'll see the Atomos logo, which will be followed by the main menu. If the camera's SDI output is active and connected properly, the Rec button will be red and the Mon icon will be yellow. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the recording format. Pressing this will toggle the available formats based on the camera's output. In the top center is the data rate selection. You can choose between ProRes HQ with 220 megabits per second, ProRes 422 with 145 megabits per second, and ProRes Lite. The upper right icon represents the battery voltage. If one battery drains and the second is connected, it will automatically switch to the other battery for continuous power. A yellow highlight represents the active battery. To switch batteries, simply select the battery option and select the desired bay. You can then remove the unused battery, charge it, and reattach it. The lower center option displays the real name for the inserted drive. Press on this option and give the disk the desired name. Once this is done, select OK and return to the main menu. If you wish to utilize real naming to archive your footage, you'll reset this name with each replacement of the drive. The lower right will display record time available on the drive. It may display blank before footage is shot, even if the drive is inserted. Under Media, it should display the make, model number, and capacity of the inserted drive. To format the drive, press Format HDD/SSD. Once the drive is formatted, it will return you to the main menu. Accepting embedded timecode can be toggled from the main menu. To access the timecode menu, simply press the arrow next to the timecode readout. Within this menu, you can set the camera trigger type and the timecode source. Under the menu option, you can set scene and shot numbers, date and time, display options, and timecode. Scene and shot numbers will be reflected with the reel title in file names generated for each clip. To go to the monitor view, simply press the Mon button. The monitor view will show you your audio levels and record status. It's important that you don't make exposure decisions based on the image that you see in the Atomos monitor. Even at its brightest setting, it's still fairly dark. And just keep in mind that the image that the camera is recording internally will be identical to the image that the Atomos is recording. To access the audio monitoring, simply press on the icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will allow you to set your audio monitoring and gain for each input. If you leave it at 0, it'll follow strictly by the settings that you have in the camera for levels. Recording can be manually engaged from the main menu by pressing the record button. While recording, you can also monitor unimpeded. Recording can also be controlled through the monitor view. If you're utilizing start-stop flag triggering for simultaneous recording, simply set your camera to record run for timecode, set the Samurai to accept timecode, and the Samurai will mirror the camera when recording. For playback, utilize the play button on the main screen. The play button will take the recorder into the file directory. This can be a very useful tool for image playback. It has more functionality than most cameras do and is very easy to use. You can access any clip and scrub the image. Under the menu, you will see the shutdown option. To shut down the Samurai, simply press and hold this shutdown button. The button will turn white. Continue to hold it until the unit powers off. We will be conducting tests with the Atomos and the cameras we have in-house, so stay tuned for new videos, tests, and more information at magnanimous.biz.